Good afternoon. This is your board report for September 9th, 2015. It was our regular board meeting here at the ESD 113, held in our building and started at 12 o'clock this afternoon. The meeting started with the usual consent agenda and adoption of our usual agenda, and our first order of business was to recognize Mike Hickman for his exemplary services in support of behavioral health development and mental health services. As you know, Mike is the Assistant Superintendent for Student Support. He's been working here at the ESD for 9 years, and he just does an amazing job of providing support to our region, providing care for the young people that his division serves, and leading very capably his group. The board recognized Mike for his leadership role in the development of a new service model in support of behavioral and mental health service. The recognition of Mike was immediately followed by a presentation by Mike and members of the student support team. And we had a special guest from OSBI, Christy Johnson, who provided an opportunity for the board to dig into the data from our region's Healthy Youth Survey. The team provided an overview of services provided through their division and gave a summary of the comprehensive behavioral and mental health services that we're beginning to provide in communities like Rochester and Shelton. That report was followed very quickly by Sandy Nelson, who provided an overview of the Head Start ECAP program. Within her report, she highlighted a variety of different outcomes from this past year, including some significant growth in student learning outcomes, especially those young children who were served with an IEP or came to the program from homes speaking a language other than English. The Head Start team and the Early Learning team need to be congratulated also for their great work over this past year. Those children that they served demonstrated tremendous growth on the measures that they're using for program outcome, and we're just very proud of the great work that they do. Cal Brody provided a brief overview of our finance report. One new approach that we have is in the development of our budget, we build excess capacity for unanticipated grants and or contracts. And in this month's report, Cal provided a quick overview of how those resources were used. Roughly $1.8 million in revenue and expenditures that were not part of our initial budgeting process. So great work to everybody in their programs for building relationships, growing our services, and extending the support we provide. Shortly after that, we had our first reading of a set of policies. We're going through the process of our policy review. It's going to be a multi-year journey. We're likely to be done sometime in December of 2016. We've completed the review of the 5000 series, which has to do with personnel, and now we're wading into the 6000 series, which is how we manage the resources of our agency. Cal and team provided an overview of the 6000 and 6100 series of our policy manual for first review. Our board will dig into that over the next month, and we anticipate that we will have a final reading next month and adoption of those, and continue through probably the next 5 to 6 months of review, revision, and adoption of our 6000 series. Board action started with the approval of new procedures for Head Start hiring, and then added Dawn Rash as a representative to our Regional District Boundary and Review Committee. That concludes the regional committee's staffing, and we will have a fully functional and fully ready committee should there be any need for their services. Our next meeting is going to be held October 14th of 2015. The board is going to meet for a work session starting at 9 a.m. And one of the topics we're going to explore together as a team with the board and members of executive staff is understanding our individual strengths and how those strengths work together as part of our group. We'll be taking the self-assessment of StrengthsFinder, which is a tool written by Tom Rath. We'll compare our results and then share them across the group as we think about how we work together more effectively in governing and leading Capital Region ESD 113. Thanks for all that you do, for the great support you provide to our region. I wish you the very best of this month of September, and look forward to any opportunity I might have to visit with you. Please feel free to stop in, give me a call, or shoot me an email if you have any questions or suggestions. Make it a great month.